What is up, my friend? Liz Wilcox here, the Fresh Princess of Email Marketing, and you are listening to the Email Sound Booth Podcast. Lucky me, this is episode 86, Where to Put Your Lead Magnet. So, of course, there's a million and one places to put your lead magnet, but I'm going to cover two that you probably are thinking about and two that you might be underthinking, we'll say. So the first one, of course, is your social media bio, right? Everybody and their mother tells you to do this, but it really is just an easy place to put it. But on top of that, don't forget about different ways depending on the social media. For example, on Instagram, put it in your bio, but then talk about it in your stories. Tease out your lead magnet, tease out your newsletter, throughout the week. Let's say you send out your newsletter on Tuesdays, on Mondays in your Instagram stories, talk about what you're going to be talking about in the newsletter, and then link to your lead magnet so they can get on and get your newsletter, right? So you can do that in all kinds of social media. Instagram is just the one that I'm most versed with. Also, with Instagram, and I don't know, I'm not going to say it, but with Instagram, you can use something like ManyChat, right? If you go to my Instagram account, the Liz Wilcox, you'll see that in some of my reels, it's like, type fresh and I'll send you 3 tips or whatever. And if you do that automation, it's going to send you the tips, but it's also going to send you a link to sign up for my newsletter for more information, right? Then the second piece that you're probably thinking about, but you might not be thinking about enough, is your homepage, right? Like, we are not Amazon, we are not eBay. People aren't going to our website to sign up. They're going to kind of look around, see if they like you, right? Let's say you're a service provider. They're going to see what you're working with, right? Let's say, you're someone who does, you talk about 90s music. They're going to go to your website to see if they like the flavor, right? So on your homepage, have your lead magnet, I say 3 to 5 times. So if you go to lizwilcox.com, you'll see I have it in the top right hand corner. I've got it in a button right in the middle of the hero section. And then you keep scrolling and I have it 2 or 3 more times. I have it in the middle, at the bottom, and I have a footer. And I think it even says, because I'm 90s themed, right? It says, oops, you did it again. You got to the bottom of my webpage without signing up for my list. Get it here, right? So make sure you're putting it there. Side note, I didn't plan to talk about this, but another place is your about page. A lot of people say, oh, your about page, it's about your customer, but really it's about how you can help your customer with your lead magnet. Again, go to lizwilcox.com/about and you'll see I tell a little bit of a story and it's to help you. It's about me, sure, but it's really about how I can help you and how that first step is the lead magnet. I can help you when you download this lead magnet, okay? Because a lot of people, usually the about page, people read that more than the home page. So making sure, again, I'm going to repeat this. I'm going to talk a little slow in case you're listening to me on 2X. Your about page, it's not about you. It's not even about them. It's about how you can help them. And the first step is the lead magnet. And you can go to lizwilcox.com/about to see what I mean. I'm going to link that in the show notes. All right, now let's talk about 2 places you might not be thinking of. Number 1, and the way that I've grown my list for the last 4 years, is podcast guesting, okay? And then when you're on the podcast, don't talk about anything that doesn't lead into the lead magnet. For example, my lead magnet is, a welcome sequence, right? It's already templatized, written for you. I'm not going on to talk about my productivity tips or, how I even get on so many podcasts. I'm talking about email marketing, specifically how to set up a welcome sequence. That way, when I'm on the podcast, when I get to the end and I say, oh yeah, join my list, I've got these free welcome sequence templates for you. It makes sense. It's flowing, right? It naturally ebbs to the freebie, right? There's not a disjunction there, right? And also, when you're on a podcast and they ask, where can people find you? Please, for the love of everything, do not say your Instagram account. Don't say your LinkedIn account. Don't say your Facebook group. Put your lead magnet in the podcast. You want them on your email list, right? That's why you're listening to this podcast, right? Get them on the list. And the last place to put your lead magnet, and this is so underrated, is in the hands of your network. You have got to network, and I'm going to do a whole separate episode about networking. Right now, we're in the middle of a live list building challenge. I'll link to that if you want to. You can buy it at any time, but we're just doing it live at the time of this recording. Anyway, you got to network. I see so many people in this live list building challenge. Well, I don't know where to put my lead magnet. If you don't have people in your industry that are willing to share your lead magnet with their audience, you're trying to go too fast. You've got to network, and don't network up, right? If you have 100 people, but you do something similar to me, Liz Wilcox, and I say it with love, but don't ask me to share your freebie, right? That's not an equal exchange. But find somebody who has 0 to 500 people in their audience, and what can you do to collaborate together, right? Come at it from a, we're in this together, let's link arms and appear bigger together type of thing. So put your lead magnet in the hands of your network. Ask them, can I speak at your summit? If I host a summit, will you speak at it? Can we do a link exchange, right? I share your freebie to my list. You share my freebie to your list, right? I come into your Facebook group, you come into my Facebook group, or whatever, right? You've got to put that lead magnet in the hands of your network. I always say, like, I'm down with OPP, other people's platforms, right? And I didn't create this podcast, start my YouTube channel until I had nearly 4 years of networking, getting on other people's podcasts, doing Instagram live collaborations, doing summits, bundles, all the things. I had done that for nearly 4 years before I started my own platform, so to speak, my own podcast and YouTube channel, right? If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, go to watchliz.com. I'd love to have you. But the point is, a lot of people, they'll say, oh, well, I'm putting my lead magnet in my podcast. Like you said, well, what are you doing to find new listeners to your podcast? You can't just post it on Apple and, expect to be the next, Amy Porterfield or whatever, right? You've got to network, and that network, as you build trust within your network and credibility, they will share out more of your stuff. All right. I hope all of this was received to love. Again, where the heck are we putting this lead magnet? We're going to put it on our homepage, our about page. We're going to put it all over social media all the time. We're not just going to put it in our bio and forget it. We're going to use ManyChat. We're going to use our stories. We're going to share it in DMs, right? And then we are going to get on podcasts, and we're only going to talk about at the end when people ask us, where can I find you? We're only going to talk about our lead magnet. And then last, we are going to put our lead magnet in the hands of our network, because that is very powerful. Be down with OPP, baby, other people's platforms. All right, this was episode 86. If you want more help with list building, I would love for you to join Email Marketing Membership. It's my $9 a month membership template club. You can go in there. There's an entire mini course on list building. No matter if you're an online business, you have a local business, or e-commerce, I've got help for you inside of there. It comes free with the $9 price tag. Always open. Would love for you to join today. And as always, I am Liz Wilcox. You are awesome, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Email Soundbooth podcast.